Good. Okay.
And up to speed.
Good. So, Andrew, thanks very much for coming in to see us. You've applied to be Deputy Assistant Commissioner at the Metropolitan Police with responsibility for human resources. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, particularly in relation to the job you're applying for.
Well, since 28, when I was Chairman of Personnel at Wiltshire County Council, we had 22,000 staff. I was also a member of the Police Authority with 1,000 constables and 1,000 support staff.
Sorry, do you want to do that one again? I had a bit of a knock on the camera. That was my fault.
Oh, right, okay.
Also, don't look down the lens.
Look at me. Don't look at the camera, look at me. I know I'm ugly, but try and, if you're going to wince inwardly.
Glasses? Just like that, if you can. That's better.
Good, okay.
Okay, still rolling?
All right. Andrew, thank you very much for coming in. It's nice to see you. You've applied for this job to be Deputy Assistant Commissioner here at the Metropolitan Police for Human Resources. Just give us a little bit of a keynote about yourself, particularly in relation to the job you're applying for.
Well, at 28, I was Chairman of Personnel for Wiltshire County Council. The County Council had 22,000 staff, which included social workers, teachers, librarians, and I dealt with the policy issues from diversity to senior appointments, appeals and dismissals. I then went to employment tribunals, where I've been since 1995, again looking at disciplinary matters. Since 2000, I've been a member of 4 police disciplinary tribunals, which include the Ministry of Defence Police, the Metropolitan Police, the City of London Police and the British Transport Police. And therefore, I do think that those skills are transferable to the Met as a full-time job in being the DAC for HR, because dealing with everything from diversity to senior appointments is what I've been doing for the last 22 years.
I mean, one of the issues that bedevils human resources at the moment is so-called political correctness. You've got to be very careful about the way in which you deal with people and the way in which you phrase things. What's your own track record like on that?
Well, my track record is excellent. The reason is that I don't believe that political correctness is wrong. I like political correctness because what it says to me, and what I'll be conveying to constables, to the Commissioner, if appointed, is that you needn't fear political correctness. I was recently dealing with a case of a woman who complained to me that she didn't like being called a girl at work because the manager used to come in and say, "Good morning, girls." I said to the manager, don't call them girls, they're staff. If you want to say girls, call them by whatever their first name is. Good morning, Mary, good morning, Samantha. But if you're talking generally, don't call them girls. Say good morning, either ladies or in particular, if you know their name, use it. If you've got guys in there, don't say guys when you really mean girls and guys. Simply say good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now that is political correctness, and some people would say that's political correctness gone mad. Would you say
it's more to do with recognition? It's recognising people in an appropriate way.
Of course it is, and that's why I say there's nothing to be frightened of with political correctness. What you have to do is knock it on the head. Now let's imagine that this chief superintendent had said, I'm not doing that. I would have said to him, you will do that, or you'll be disciplined. And take it from me, I'd have no hesitation at all in taking it forward as a grievance.
I would imagine that one of the particular problems, particularly with the kind of work you've been doing, is that you tend to be dealing with, as it were, the negative side. Somebody's being hauled over the coals for something, they're up on a charge, they may get disciplined, they may be. If you're going to run this human resources department, there's a lot more work that's involved in encouraging people, in motivating them, in empowering them. What's your view about that?
And I think that's a very good point. The good thing about the County Council is we also had the fire brigade. And what I'm very keen on with the police in this case and with the fire brigade is what I call familiarisation programmes. So what we do is we say to borough commanders in this case, can you have an open day? So can you open the station, open the cells, get people in to have a look around, to take away the fear. Get some students to do some work shadowing. We can call that positive action. It's not positive discrimination, which is unlawful anyway, but what it can do is it can dispel the myths of constables that the public are awful.
But that's between the police service and the public. What about within the police service? What about the idea of motivating and encouraging staff so that they don't only regard the human resources department as something to be fearful of, that they get called in because they may be going to be disciplined? In other words, something positive, making it, as it were, a more friendly atmosphere.
What we have to encourage is people to take on either additional responsibility, to go that extra mile. We have to encourage people to take a course. What I want to do is to review people's current contracts. Could they take a sabbatical, for example? Could they, as I do, be with the Metropolitan Police one day and the British Transport Police another day? There's all kinds of ways in which I do agree with you. We can look at coming forward and being on the front foot rather on the back foot post-Macpherson. And I do think there's an awful lot of work to do there. And what I want to do is to thoroughly review people's terms and conditions and see what opportunities that they have got within existing resources.
How would you deal with opposition that you might receive from higher up the chain?
Well, I've made it quite clear that higher up the chain, that's Bernard Oakenhow, the Commissioner, or any of my colleagues, or even with the abolition of the Police Authority, the new Police and Crime Commissioner, Kit Maltos or Boris, they can expect to be called Boris, Kit and Bernard from me. I don't do deference. And so we will be having good exchanges of views on the MPS Management Board.
Okay, last question. What's your view of this latest scandal about the young man who's wrongly convicted and spent 7 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit? And it seems that the whole focus goes on malfunctioning police investigation. How would you deal with officers who might have been involved in something like that?
It can't just have been the police. This young man has been tried by jury, 12 ordinary people, at least once on conviction. His case also went to the Court of Appeal before it went to the Criminal Cases Review Commission in Birmingham. So it's already been once to the Court of Appeal. That's 3 senior appeal court justices, each with 2 brains apiece. I've already looked at this once. He's got good people around him. Occasionally, miscarriages of justice do happen. They're very rare. When it does happen, when it does occur, we need to review what happened, and if the Metropolitan Police are wrong in what they did, then the appropriate disciplinary action against those constables involved should be taken.
Andrew, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good. Well done. Good. Thank you very much.